Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Cody. I just wanted to do a mind-blowing little piece here today, here on Pluto's return, 2/22/22, and the first thing I want to get into real fast here, guys, is uh, I want to thank another YouTuber decoder. His name is Joseph Aquaviva 2222. He made a video today. Um, about this, but I just want to give him a shout out because he's the one that pointed. I knew it was George Washington's birthday today, 2/22. As you can see, he was born on February 22nd, but I didn't know this fact because I hadn't looked into it yet. But he got to it first, so I just want to thank him for helping point this out. Um, and so obviously, you can see here that George Washington was born on February 22nd. Right? What a day for the first president of the United States to be born. Right? I mean, all twos, and the master builder number is the 22, also the master destroyer. And but you can see he died on December 14th. So let's go do some measurements, guys. I think you'll find this pretty funny here. So if you do the measurements from the day he died, which was December 14th, 1799, to today, 2/22/22, you're going to get 222 years and 2 months and 8 days. And it's just, I mean, come on. Like, you're telling me the guy that was born on 2/22, from the day he died to his birthday, where there's all twos, 2/22/22, he's 222 years dead in 2 months. Like, come on. Like, uh, I just wanted to bring this up to start this video because I just thought it was just hilarious to me, and I thought you guys would find that really interesting. Anyways, what I really want to get into in this video, besides that, is the fact that I'm going to go back. Yes, guys, for all my loyal viewers out there, I'm going to go back and talk about plutonium. Okay. Plutonium, the 94th element, 244 weight. It's used to make the first atomic bomb. J. Robert Oppenheimer, after he made the first atomic bomb using plutonium, he quotes this quote, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." And so what I want to get into today is there's this show that I brought up in a few videos back. It's called The 100, and it's about the synopsis of it is it's about what happens is there's a nuclear war, and it destroys the Earth pretty much, and a nuclear fallout, and they have to go on spaceships and live on spaceships for a certain amount of years until the Earth is perhaps survivable again. So what happens is this story starts off where they're on the spaceships and they think that it's now survivable on Earth. So they send a group of juvenile kids down to check to see if it's survivable. And when they get there, obviously it's sort of survivable, but they run into these people that were still living there kind of underground, and now they're above ground because the air has become clean enough to live. And so they call them the grounders. And so basically, yeah, the story is about a nuclear war, right? And plutonium is used to make nuclear bombs, right? And so what was funny is I was telling my mom about this show because I've already seen the whole show, and I was telling my mom about the show the other day because I was telling her about plutonium and the atomic bombs, and I told her this show has a connection to what's going on right now. And so she started watching it, and today I walked by the TV, and lo and behold, I walk by and I see she's watching this show, and I see this quote up here. I see, "Now I am become death." And I realized that they named one of the episodes after this quote. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? So I went and I looked it up, and lo and behold, there is an episode that is the 10th episode of the show, by the way. 110, guys. Season 1, episode 10. It's called "I Am Become Death." Now, they took out the "now" because the original quote is "Now I am become death." But they just put "I am become death." But this is still going to go in. So in this episode, guys, I want to kind of summarize what happens and how it's so tied into what's happening right now. Okay. This is the synopsis. Murphy returns to camp claiming to have been captive and tortured by grounders. Clark and Bellamy have very different opinions on how to handle his return. Octavia sneaks away to find Lincoln and returns with a serious warning for the 100. Meanwhile, a mysterious virus strikes the camp, forcing many to be quarantined. And Jasper pulls off a heroic move. Now, this heroic move is while everyone else is sick and having to get quarantined from getting poisoned, um, he basically is the only one healthy enough to take a shot. And what I mean by that is they have to blow up a bridge so that the grounders cannot get to them. There's a bridge that's pretty much the way the grounders can get over this big cliff and so that they can get to them. And now if they blow up the bridge, the grounders can't easily get to them, right? So they decide that they need to blow up this bridge, right? And so there you go, a bomb again, guys. Talking about a bomb, okay? And so Jasper is the only one that's healthy enough to take because they have to plant the bomb in a can on a bridge, and he has to shoot it from afar, okay? And what happens is he ends up trying to shoot it the first few times, and he runs out of bullets. So his friend, his name is Monty. You can go down here and see that they mention him here, Monty and Jasper. Monty brings him another gun, and he's able to actually shoot the can and blow up the bridge, right? Right after this, the main character of the show sees the mushroom cloud, and she quotes this guy. She literally quotes this guy, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." She quotes Oppenheimer, and then one of the other main characters, she says, "That's Oppenheimer," and then he says, "Yes, I know who Oppenheimer is." And so it's just so much a mockery, guys. Like they put this stuff right in front of our faces, and we're just asleep, and or I mean, not all of us, but I mean, a lot of people are. And so basically, what happens is Monty and Jasper save the day. They blow up the bomb. They blow up the bridge. And yeah, but I just want to. I just hope you guys can see the parallels of what's happening right now. You have the show starting out with people getting sick, and then there's a war coming, and then they need to blow up a bridge, right? So again, guys, I just want to point out that now I want to bring the numbers into it because this is where it gets interesting. So I really wanted to first bring up the quote. This is the first half of the quote from Oppenheimer. It says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds," is the whole quote. But if you just type in the first quote, which is pretty much what they used here, "I am become death." They took out the now, right? So it wasn't quite so obvious. But if you go back over here and you just type in the actual quote, which is "Now I am become death," you get a 156 in English, okay? Now, if you type in Jasper and Monty, which are the two that blow up the bomb, it's also a 156, guys. And remember, I just made videos last week about Cooper Kupp, the Super Bowl MVP, being tied to plutonium and Pluto, because his birthday is 15/6, June 15th. And that's the same as 150, right? And it's mind-blowing, guys. They coded this, they named the episode after this quote, which equals this, and then the two that have to blow them up equals the same thing. Not only that, but you can see that it has a tie to plutonium too, because look at plutonium. Plutonium has a 141 in English, standard English, but it has a 14, and Jasper and Monty has a 141 in reverse English. So they just reversed the 141s, and they also reversed the 48s here. You can see Jasper and Monty has a 48, and plutonium has a 48. Okay. Now, I want to get to the bomb, because the bomb is part of the show. So you had hydrazine, which is what the girl who made the bomb uses to make the bomb, right? She puts it in the can, and they call it hydrazine. Well, hydrazine is 110 in English. Now, what did I tell you the episode was, guys? The episode was season 1, episode 10. What's that number? That's 110. Okay? Can't be any more obvious, guys. Now, to move up here, they say the bridge bombing, right? That's what the show's about. It's about bridge bombing, right? What's bridge bombing equal in reverse? It equals 244. Now, what's 244, guys? Well, 244 comes back to plutonium 244. And it gets better, guys. Like, um, it just gets better. And then at the very end of the episode, there's a kind of the villain. He kills a guy, and he uses this word. He says bygones, and it's a 102 in reverse, matching plutonium again, guys. 102 in reverse. And I just wanted to bring up these guys because, if you're coming over from Zach's channel, you know that the 56 matching the hydrazine here, and just, you guys, I mean, it's so clear to see here. I hope you guys were able to understand what I'm saying, because it's so clear to see that this episode was coated with plutonium all over it. I mean, you had the 156 with Jasper and Monty. You had the 110 for the season 1, episode 10. You had the match with the weight of plutonium, 244. You had the match with plutonium in the last words of the show, 102. And the match with the 141 and Jasper and Monty and plutonium. It's so scripted, guys. It's so scripted. And people are just like, they don't really care, But it is what it is, right? I can't make people see. I'm here to just share the information. But now I wanted to do some dates for you guys, because I think that you'll find this very interesting as well. So if you take the day that this episode released, it's 5/21/2014. Okay, that day was, guys, that was the 141st day of the year. Just like plutonium, I showed you, plutonium equals 141 in English, and Jasper and Monty equals 141 in reverse. And they're the ones that save the day in this show, in this episode, right? So again, this episode was made on the 141st day of the year, and it ties to plutonium with the 144 in English. Now, the other thing that you want to look at is the measurements, guys. So look at this here. You have the 7 and the 10, right? 7 years and 10 months, exactly. And I measured to this day because I could have measured from 2 to today, 222, and I still think it's an interesting day because you have the 7 years and 277 days. So from the release of this episode to today would be that much. But I see less correlation with today as I do with this date. This is the date I find might be interesting for maybe some sort of predictive programming, maybe. I don't know, but let me make my case here, because if you guys notice, that's 94 months from the date of this episode airing to this date, March 21st, 2022. Okay, now let's go over here and look again at plutonium. Sorry, wrong tab. Plutonium, the 94th element, guys. So it would make sense. I'm trying to speculate here on possibly when something like this in the show could actually maybe take place. You have 94 months, just like the atomic number of plutonium is 94. So that's 94 months on the dot, guys. And it also has the 2861 days, 2,861 days. Now, the 28 goes back to Pluto. Pluto equals 28 in Chaldean. If I bring up the Chaldean cipher for you guys, you'll see that it equals 28 and 21, right? So the 21st of it came out the 21st, and this date is also the 21st. So you got the date it was released was a 21, 5/21, and this day is also a 21. So it's exactly 94 months, 2,861 days, okay? And so this is interesting, guys. I mean, I think that 94 months from the release of this episode could be a big milestone, and we'll see if they have some sort of predictive programming with this episode. Another thing I want to point out before I get off is the 7 years and 10 months. Now, that goes back to what I was talking about with these numbers, you notice that bridge bombing is 107, okay, which is just kind of the reverse of how many months that is. So could we be having some sort of, I don't know, I don't want to say it necessarily out loud, but you guys can understand what I'm getting at here. You have the 107 here, and you have the 107 here, and you have all these tie-ins that I just pointed out to you. So yeah, guys, I think that's all I really wanted to say. Another thing I've been wanting to bring up in my videos lately is this word that I was brought to my attention. I didn't spell it right, but you guys will see this word, plutocracy. And if you look up the definition of plutocracy, which I'll do for you guys right now, spelled it wrong, but you guys can see plutocracy, basically a country or society governed by government by wealthy, an elite or ruling class of people whose power derives from their wealth. Okay, so come on, guys. I mean, I don't really need to say much here, do I? Now, interestingly enough, I'm going to type this word in and I'm going to show you a connection here between Cooper Kupp, the Super Bowl MVP who's tied to plutonium with his birth date. You're going to see Cooper Kupp has a 136 and a 136 in reverse. So it's reversed. The plutocracy has a 136 reverse, Cooper Kupp 136 in standard. Plutocracy has a 134 in standard, and Cooper Kupp has a 134 in reverse. 55, 55, 44, 44. It's a complete reverse, guys. Cooper Kupp and plutocracy. And remember, here's the definition. Government by the wealthy. A country or society governed by the wealthy. So again, I mean, it's very clear to see that these things are coded into our matrix. And I appreciate you guys very much. I'm going to get off here. And I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for coming by. If you're feeling like it, hit the like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the